Hey everyone,
Hi.
welcome to another episode of our Wii podcast about the video games we play. I don't know why I'm doing this voice.
We haven't played on the Wii,
No, it's been a while actually.
so why are you calling us a Wii podcast? We
I
don't
miss
talk
my
about
Wii.
it. We don't talk about the what? What is your Wii?
It's in a drawer. It's not on me right now.
Oh,
Yeah, sad story.
is that the condition?
No, there was no prerequisite for it. I just put it there on my own.
Is it smart to start with dick jokes?
Probably not.
Cool. So now that we alienated like half our audience,
If anyone has no idea, up here in the land of the dark, Wii means small. The Wii is as well small, but yeah, you know.
Oh yeah,
A Wii podcast. It's a cute little podcast.
I saw a Wii the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is nothing compared to the PS5. Nothing."
Yeah, it's tiny. Basically the optical disk drive. That's what takes up the space.
So, who are you?
I am known as VoleMaulder.
I am Greek, and I'm a geek. Look at me being both of those things. And I'm people on the internet may know me as Space Otter, spelled incorrectly because I never went to school.
It's Otar.
It's not.
That's always how it sounds in my head.
Most people call me Spice or Spice.
Peace.
Spice. Whenever I go to the NG Plus stream channel, like on Twitch, the guy sees me and says, Spice! No. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I allow it.
Spice, I can see how they might see it as spice.
If I was German,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
But the Otar. Anyway,
Video games.
we're here. We're back.
There's some video games.
We've been playing video games, yes.
Have you played any video games lately? Any video games that you like to tell us you played the video games?
Before we get into that, just to introduce what this podcast is about. I mean, there's going to be an episode title, but this is one of the episodes, the recurring episodes series, I suppose, where we talk about games that we play co-op, primarily on stream.
It's the Coop Scoop.
Coop Scoop. Okay, let's go with that one. Right. So, but before we get into that, which is going to be mainly, I think, Generation 0 and Resident Evil 5.
I think it's mostly gonna be Resident Evil 5 and maybe some Generation
and
0.
Why we abandoned Generation 0.
Because you could have PS5.
Yeah. So, but as is customary, before we get into that, what we've been playing. So, I have big news.
You're pregnant.
Well, kind of. It's pretty big.
Can I name it?
I suppose.
Can I name it?
Yeah.
Bartholomew Simpson. Oh, why would you name me Bart Simpson? The second. There you
go. It seems too banal a name for how regal this creature is.
Okay.
And how audacious.
Grobulax the Destroyer.
That seems more fitting.
Cool.
I got a PS5.
Yeah.
The slim one.
Yeah.
So it's not as big and audacious and all that and glorious. It has a slit in the middle. It's easier to open. It has a an optical drive that's removable that I like as an idea. It's pretty heavy and it's not as noisy as some people made it out to be. It's noisy. I can hear it compared to an Xbox Series X or S, but those things are very, very, very quiet. Anyway, so I have been playing Astro's Playroom, and I finished it.
Holy shit, did you finish a 4-hour game?
Yeah, I know. It's
the fuck did you do that?
Big achievement.
How are your wrists?
My wrists are fine. The controller was the most interesting part of it. I had to turn it down a little bit because I think by default it's a maximum strength for everything. So
yeah, I remember after playing 2 hours of the game, my hands would start being very stiff because when I played a lot of the resistance on the triggers is very, 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 very hard.
Yeah, and there are levels where you have to do that a lot.
I remember I was pressing it down with all my might.
Or we're just weaklings. I don't know. But I can see how if you play long sessions very often, this may end up contributing to some repetitive strain injury. If also your job is typing a lot, for example. But yeah, I turned them down a little bit after I saw the full effect. Also, it helps with the battery a little bit, which is not as bad as I expected either, but maybe I'm not really paying attention to it just yet. It charges really quickly, so it's fine. But no, the controller is amazing. The feeling of it, I love it. I will say that after having had that for a little bit, maybe I prefer a couple of things on the Xbox controller, which I didn't really expect would be the case.
Which Xbox controller?
Well, they've been the same since the Xbox One, really. There's minor variations on it, but the stuff that I prefer is pretty much the same since the Xbox One version of it. Like the sticks, the analog sticks, the Ridge has much better grip than the PlayStation does, both on the PS4 and on the PS5. It's more comfortable for longer sessions. They don't slip as much. I also find that because this is a bit of a double-edged sword, I suppose. The analog sticks on the Xbox controller are softer. They have less resistance than the PS5, which, if you're not used to it, can make it a little bit harder to aim. But when you're used to it, it's less fatiguing, again, over long sessions for the thumbs. And I think I prefer the shape of the shoulder buttons on the Xbox. They feel like shit, like they have a vibration in it that feels like the cheapest thing ever, and it sounds like crap as well. It's like brr, brr, brr. It's a thing that I keep making fun of with my partner all the time for how this controller sounds. But other than that, I think the shapes of the shoulder buttons, I think I prefer them. I don't know, my fingers sit more naturally over them.
Wow.
I know you don't really have any experience with the Xbox controllers after the 360, right?
No, I like the 360 controller. Do I like it enough to talk about 5 minutes about it? Not really.
Well, what did you like about the 360 controller?
Just felt good to hold. Then
like shape-wise?
Yeah. I don't like the D-pad at all. But
no, D-pad was terrible back then. No, they've improved that hugely in the new controllers, by the way.
Okay, cool. Haven't even touched one, so. Anyway, Astrobot.
I played Astro's Playroom. It was lovely. It was it felt like an amazing celebration of the PlayStation history. I got everything I could get in that game. I was like smiling all the way through it. I can see how it might be a little bit cringe for some people, but it was, for me, I felt like a kid going through it. I absolutely wish they made a VR version of it so I can see all the artifacts that you collect, like in 3D space in VR, because the rendering is so good. And also, it was kind of weird because I had played the Astrobot game on the PSVR on the PS4, and I had only seen Astrobot in VR. So then seeing it, even though it looked a lot better in terms of graphic quality and stuff like that, it almost felt a little bit fake at the beginning because it was the first time I was seeing it in a flat screen, which was interesting. I didn't think that would be the case because, like, the VR games on the PS4 kind of look like PS3 games at best, because they have to lower the graphics so much to be able to have the performance they need for the VR to work. But anyway, Astro's Playroom, it was great. I'm really looking forward to their new full game that they're putting out soon, which will be already out by the time this episode goes up.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's in, I think, 2-3 weeks that it's coming out. We're not going to have this episode up in 3 weeks.
Really? Is it so soon?
Yeah, it's 6th of September, and today is the 19th of August.
Wow. I did not even realize. Wow. Okay. I'm still going to be on holiday by then.
So I've dabbled in a few other games from Plus on the PlayStation just to have a look how it feels. I played a couple hours of Returnal. I played a couple hours of the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played a little bit of Ratchet and Clank, which is cool. Like, I have a holiday coming up, and I'm looking forward to playing that game all the way through. Oh yeah, I played Deliver Us Mars. I played that all the way through on stream, actually. That was the first game I think I finished on the PS5 I got. I think you watched a lot of that game,
Yeah.
right? On
Do
stream.
I remember the story? No. I did back the third one on Kickstarter. I think you did as well.
Me too. I was. I'm glad they got it backed.
Mm-hmm.
We had played the first game as well.
Yeah, which was good.
Yeah, it was alright. I enjoyed the second game more than the first one.
If I remember correctly, like it has in the early game, it has some sequences that look like from a tiny phone screen when I was streaming your thing. I was like, "Oh shit, this looks good. This looks fucking good."
They did some space launch and space flight sections that were amazing.
Yeah, you play with some like little dingles and you clack the buttons and then you launch into space. I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I want to do that.
That was the point, I think, where you were on stream and you're like, okay, I'm gonna switch it off. I want to play this.
Yeah. And then, like, I did not follow the story too well, so I'm in a point that I think I could play it and not remember much.
Yeah, you could. The story's not the greatest thing about the game, unfortunately. It falls a bit into all the standard TV trope writing where there's this, like, big important stuff happening, but let's deal about the personal dramas of people because this is also a soap opera. I'm being a bit too harsh here, but
I'm fine with personal drama. Like, I don't have an issue with that.
yeah, but it's overdone. Like when you have a story when you're dealing with the real end of the world kind of stakes, and all the characters seem to be motivated about is, I don't know, one's wedding, not marriage breaking down, or someone's grieving for their wife, and everything they do is because of that instead of dealing with the actual themes of your story. It gets a little bit tiring. It's like bad TV writing almost, not transcending the medium to actually do something great. I'm watching something that could be just a family drama.
Look, there's a lot of sci-fi media that deals with small personal things that I actually find very good. I don't feel that they always have to go very hard on that, and I also feel that people are very self-centric at times. Like, even if the world is ending, their issues are going to be their issues, and maybe they're just trying to distract themselves with that. I don't know.
You could argue that if the game was about the personal dramas specifically, and that were the themes that it was dealing with, I would say, okay, this is a personal story in a sci-fi setting. But when your overarching main thing of the story is, how much to spoil here, if you're dealing with humanity extinction stuff, and that is the theme of your story, deal with the theme of your story. Don't dilute that with taking the focus away from that, not really doing anything with that, and then at the end of the story giving me a little bit of a monologue about the moral of the story for the grander scheme of things.
So was everything else that was introduced other than the main theme of the story just kind of half-assed or fillery? Like, were they trying to give character to characters but failing?
I think there were things happening throughout the game that you were trying to piece together that I wondered a lot about. And then when it turns out, when you find why the things are happening, the reasons behind them, where I'm hurting because my wife died, so now I'm taking it out on all these people. Nothing else really matters in this equation. I just need control. You can deal with the personal stuff and you can have the personal stuff in there because we are humans after all. But if you go and think about the great sci-fi stories, the human stuff isn't there to make something relatable or to make some commentary on how humanity deals with something, but it still deals with the greater things. It asks questions. It tries to give some answers.
So what you're saying is that there was no real connection with the themes of the game and the personal dramas. It was just two separate entities, and they were not really mingling in a good way.
It felt a little bit like that.
Okay,
And then
I see.
every personal bit of the story we were unraveling was like a family being torn apart because they disagreed on what to do with their daughter.
Okay. Was humanity being torn apart because they disagreed about doing something space-related? Was there a parallel there or not really?
Yeah, if you put it like that, I suppose there was a little bit of a parallel with that.
Okay.
Fair enough. I hadn't thought of that way.
I don't know the story. I'm just guessing here or playing devil's advocate just
Yeah.
to that.
No, I appreciate what you're doing because you saw that in the first game a little bit as well.
Do you think I remember it? You're giving me too much credit, man. I remember it was oh, that was good. And then I moved on.
Okay, fair enough. Actually, yeah. When you're asking me like that, there were two groups disagreeing on what to do and how to go about doing stuff. The one group that were separatists in space, essentially, and the other group wanted to go back to Earth and try to save Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe there was a little bit of a parallel there. I don't think the writing was great. It wasn't terrible either. Animation was a bit lacking, but again, very, very small team. So this is more like don't expect too much on that. Very few people worked on it. So give them a break. It's very hard to animate stuff. The environments were great. I will sum it up by saying the stuff that the first game did well in terms of presentation and doing the space things, this game did even better. It also suffered a little bit from we're too insecure to just be a walking simulator in space with some puzzles. We can't just be an adventure game. We have to...
That was in the first game too.
It was in the first game as well. It was in the second. In the same way, it escalated a bit towards the end. So yeah, there's that.
This lack of confidence in your medium to just... No, we need to make them do something. Because if they don't do something, and then the thing they give you to do is just mediocre.
That something they iterated every time you had to do it again. It was slightly different, but up to a point. Then it just repeated towards the end because I guess they did all they could do with that. I like how they did the tutorials. All in all, I finished the game and I'm like, yeah, this was worth it. I'm gonna go back the next game on Kickstarter. So big thumbs up from me, regardless of my criticisms. Something doesn't have to be perfect for me to love it and to make a meaningful connection with me. So this is one of those. I will remember this game. I've, again, archived the playthrough if anyone wants to watch me go through that. It is going to be on YouTube.
Cool. So you played games?
Yeah, I played games. What did you play?
I want to mention 2 games. First thing I wanted to say a couple of things about was Tunic. Tunic is a special game. It started off as something that I was like, oh, this looks familiar. It had little Zelda-y things, little Dark Souls things. I'm like, okay, this looks familiar. It's made by Finji, and Finji made Chicory and Night in the Woods, which are both games I really like. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's go for that. And then Tunic became nuts.
Yeah, Tunic is nothing like them, is it?
No, nothing like those 2 games. Not a lot like Dark Souls or Zelda in the end.
Because I guess those are the obvious comparisons to make when you see Tunic for the first time.
Yeah, it is not that. How to explain that? So, you're a little fox, and you wake up in a beach. You don't really know your goal. All you know is that you have to explore. And everything is written in a language that is just different. International language, with words and everything you can translate. You have little fights, you die, you pick up your souls back and everything. Well, what I wanted to say was as the game went on, your collectibles are basically an old school PS2 type manual that is slowly revealing to you mechanics of the game and hints of puzzles and hints of how to approach the game, explore and everything. So it went from just hitting some things with your sword to me 1 o'clock at night having taken out a notebook and scribbling things like a maniac to create a secret pattern to open a secret door. And now, like, this is nuts. This is insane. I've never done it for a game. This is really special.
That sounds pretty cool, though.
Really special. Like, I think at some point I just texted you and just sent you a picture, and you were like, "Oh, I don't know what your reaction was," but yeah, hard game. But
yeah,
really
I think you had commented something. Finally, my partner thinks I've totally lost it or something.
Something like that. Something like
and
those
I saw
lines.
that, and I thought initially you were trying to figure out some, those navigation puzzles where you have to step on plates on the floor to not activate some trap or to unlock something. But turns out that wasn't it.
No, it wasn't it. It was a pattern. Without trying to spoil. However, it is something that is very nice to just interact with the community and just learn online a little bit. Small hints that then push you down a hill and everything. I was not expecting what happened in it and where the game took me. So, yeah, thumbs up. Big thumbs up.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna go to something that's a bit bigger, and maybe I spent way more hours on it.
It's not the Zelda, is it?
No, it's Baldur's Gate 3. So I played that once, and now I'm playing it again.
So you finished it, and you started the second playthrough immediately.
I finished it. I started the second playthrough literally the next day, and it's a cooperative couch co-op playthrough with my girlfriend. But I just completely changed my archetype, let's say, and who I am, because in the first one I played a bard for the first time in my life. I never played a bard before.
In a game or
in general,
Okay.
any RPG, anything. I've never played a bard before, and I had the specific like kind of character in mind. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be kind of douchey bard that just is too snooty about everything. And the game was making it very hard to roleplay as that, because every single one of the companions is just so lovable. It was extremely hard to be mean. I was, in the end, and I worked in a way that I'm softening up to them slowly over the course of the game, but I'm maintaining my douchiness to people that I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, smart character, good charisma rolls and everything, good wisdom. Actually, not great.
Sounds like an interesting role-playing experience that you started wanting to play that type of character, and you were forced to almost through the roleplay to change it.
Yeah, I guess it's a kind of a character development in a way. I didn't want to be the same the whole time.
Usually, sometimes, and especially with some of the more simple RPGs, the character development ends up being almost pre-written in our heads, in our minds.
And that's the thing. Like it was very interesting because usually I'm not fooled, let's say, by choices or consequences in a game, because a lot of the time it just posed to you as a thing to just make you think what you did matters, but then it really doesn't.
Yeah, or it's so simple that it's like, are you good or are you bad? Like,
So in this one, like I was kind of playing an opportunistic lady. It was a lady. Name was Euterpe. Because Euterpe was the muse that had the flute, and I had the flute too. Anyway, one of the muses of Apollo was called Euterpe,
right?
Yeah,
in Greek,
right. The flute. Anyway, and I was a tiefling, and I had horns, and I was dangerously hot. Oh, I fucked my romance up, and I was so mad. But anyway, like it doesn't matter. It's fine. I ended up with Shadowheart that every single person goes to, even though that wasn't my goal. But whatever.
The heart does what the heart wants.
No, that was just the game. Doesn't matter. I fucked up my romance.
The dice do what the dice will.
It wasn't even the dice. It was just I did a different sequence of events that if you do, the game just does not recognize you having the chance to romance someone else. And it just...
How?
It should be patched. It should be patched. I want to be with Karlach. I could not be with Karlach because I cleaned the goblin camp first. What have you done? What have you done, Milarian? You destroyed my life. You ruined my life. Anyway.
So how did you manage to write your headcanon around that?
So there was it's relatively early in the game. I helped someone. I'm not gonna say whom or how or why. I helped someone But because my character is opportunistic, like I was like, okay, I don't help people because I want to help them. I help people because I just get shit back. And I have people on my side that are gonna back me up if things go bad. Like it's,
It's transactional.
Yeah, it's definitely not altruistic. So yeah, I helped someone and they were like, cool, yeah, okay, I'm happy to help. Money. And then I had my favorite possible character just like in the background, like really disapproving about it, like having like a little like comment like, oh come on, you didn't do that now, did you? And then I was like, oh no, I feel guilt now. And like there was like so effective that I literally went to bed thinking about the character disapproved, like, no, they hate me, I don't like this. And I think that's like, I think it's a testament to the game's writing, because while the story is good, the setting is good, and everything is good, the companions that you have are stellar. Like, stellar performances, extremely good character writing, to the point that there are people now. Like, I love them as individuals, you know? Yeah, it kind of forced me to change my approach. And what is gonna happen relatively soon, probably after this episode is aired, I want to play by myself and stream a Dark Urge run, which is basically like evil. I don't know how I'm gonna go through it, which is why I'm playing it on stream. I feel like if I have support, I'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
In any case, I finished the game. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until the patch comes out to start another playthrough. And then the next day, I was to my girlfriend, do you want to play couch? Like, just together, just play one. So I created a new character who is a tiny dwarf, but it's like burly, and he's a man. And he's called Grok Manderson. And he's a barbarian. And he has an alcohol issue. Yeah, he has an alcoholism issue. And at some point he realized that clothes are unnecessary and he feels better without them, so he's just a pink dwarf just running around naked. And I made him as stupid as possible, so his first approach to everything is hit thing with sword.
That sounds almost more difficult to roleplay than the evil character.
Yes, but he is, like, to his core, a nice person.
Okay.
He's the dumbest individual that I've ever played. Like, if the game had dialogue options that were just plain, like, nonsensical or, like, single syllabled, like, Neanderthal type of, like, thing.
So is he also, like, actually, like, low intelligence in terms of stats?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes. Very low intelligence, very low charisma. I have penalties for every single, like, talking thing.
Does that affect your available dialogue options?
No, the dialogue options are all there, but you're more than likely to fail them.
Okay.
Because, like, my character before, the bard, she was more than capable of charming anyone, deceiving
But do
anything.
they say different things when they succeed, or is this the same line, but here it fails and here it succeeds?
I don't want to spoil too much, but you pretty much attempt to say the same thing. It just comes out different, and the overall interaction is different.
Let me get it straight. So is the dialogue system like original Bardless Games? You see exactly what your character is going to say, or is it like more modern RPG Bioware style, where you see the gist of what your character will say, but then they say different things every time?
No. You have exactly what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
And that is what you go to say, you attempt to say.
Yeah.
But if you fail, it just plays out a bit different.
Okay. I'm curious now.
It can be hilarious.
Because I'm thinking
to horrifying.
An RPG that did this very well, I thought was, you probably know what I'm gonna say, it was Disco Elysium.
Yeah. I would say it's lighter than Disco Elysium, more approachable, but there were moments that the options were very well defined, And compared to other games, when I was like, oh, a bad guy, and they ask me to do something terrible, I'm gonna tell them yes, but plan to deceive them and stab in the back the first moment I had. This game actually accounts for it, while many other games don't.
Yeah, because I'm also trying to think, maybe not Disco Elysium, but I'm bringing to mind now what Pillars of Eternity did, so something that is more recent in my mind.
I will say it is less BioWare, more less BioWare as in like Dragon Age Inquisition and Mass Effect.
But more like old BioWare.
More like old BioWare, more like
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, I suppose. Yeah. I can't. Well, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 has been ages since the last time
We're gonna play them.
I plan to play these games through before I play 3, which is quite ambitious. We'll see if I'll manage it up.
Yeah, so basically you're gonna play 3, which is now one of my favorite games, like in 5 years. So yeah.
For the record, I have played partially both Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 multiple times, but never finished them. And I think you have never played them at all, right?
No.
Yeah.
I have them, and they're ready to launch, but
in Pillars, for example, when there are dialogue options that would be stat related, and you need the stat to do the thing, you can't even see what the dialogue says, or maybe there's an option for that. Like if there's a 14 intelligence, for example, plus 14 plus intelligence to say something with that stat, that dialogue option will not be there for you. It will say requirement not met, and that's it.
No. The dialogue option is available. The outcome will be different if you fail or succeed.
And with that, let's take a very quick break, and we'll come back with our thoughts on Generation Zero, and then we'll talk about Resident Evil 5.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Diet milk. It's milk, but it's dietary. You drink it, you shit yourself, and it makes you thinner. Try diet milk. Use our code VO Gamecast /diet milk, and use the special code diarrhea 20%, and you get 20% off your first order. Wow! Diet milk.
And we're back.
I don't know why you said you want to do a quick break. So I had the sponsorship from Diet Milk.
I wanted to see what you would do.
Well, I felt obliged.
There you go.
So, how about robots and then zombies?
Yeah. So, what's Generation Zero? For anyone who has no idea what that is.
It is not the one that says Skibidi Toilet.
I'm too old to know what that is. So, what is Generation Zero?
It's an MMO where you ride bikes and shoot robots.
Is it an MMO?
Multiplayer game. Online multiplayer game. Something.
Yeah, but you can play it solo as well. It's more like it seemed more like an open world drop in, drop out co-op thing.
That.
Like Far Cry-ish.
So, it's made by a Swedish developer. Avalanche Studios. Is it Avalanche? Is it the Avalanche Studios?
Wow.
Wait.
I didn't realize this.
Is it?
I mean, I know of one Avalanche Studios, and it's that one.
Well, we never claimed to be video game experts. Yeah, it was apparently it was Avalanche under a different name. Anyway, it is a game, and you're in the Swedish countryside. You wake up, the world has gone to shit. Robots are everywhere. There's no people. And you grab a bike and you just try to bring humanity back.
Yeah, it's set in the 80s, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's boomboxes, there's bad clothing, there's cassette tapes.
There's something that looks like it's a bit inspired by Stranger Things and some vague references. Or one might think is a somewhat of a reference to Back to the Future, but maybe it's just the fashion of the times. The game starts out and we're landing on a beach. You, as in the player character, has been, on a weekend away, something with your friends, and as you come back, everything seems to have been attacked by something.
Oh, you asking me about the story? I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember what was happening in the game, like the premise. And the assumption initially is that some enemy has attacked Sweden because it's like post-Cold War era, but we never really found out what was going on. There were robots around that were hostile, and we're fighting them, and it was fun for a while. I remember we enjoyed it a lot.
What was the most fun about it? Let's get to the point. Like, what did we actually really like?
We enjoyed the vibe of riding the bicycles in the Swedish countryside.
Yeah.
A lot.
Basically, that's all we like doing.
The physics of the bicycles were really funny.
Yes.
We had some really funny moments. There were a couple of like big fights that we did. I think the first couple of them were really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
There was one specific one in the barn where we lured a group of enemies with some boom boxes, and then we holed up in the barn, and then managed to actually win that fight, and it was great. But as we kept playing, that kept happening, and the enemies became more and more bullet spongy, and it was taking forever. And then there was a base building element to the game that I fucking hated. And then we had to capture enemy bases and then rebuild them as our own. And then they were attacked, and then we had to go back and defend them. And we got bored.
Also, the writing and everything was a bit too...
And there wasn't much there. It seemed mostly window dressing and an excuse to go around and do things.
Find this spot. Open this spot. Grab this letter from that spot. No. It was like just go to a place. It was just telling you like basically explore and expand your map. But it was never particularly rewarding because it just kept repeating.
Yeah, it kept repeating, and then I think at the point where we're like, okay, that's enough. We're like just running around in a bunker trying to figure out where is the next thing we need to fetch and where do we fetch it, and they became just tedious. I should also add that initially I was playing it on the PS4, and it was terrible. Like, the performance was horrible.
We played quite a bit on the PS4 when you had the PS4, and we had to abandon it because basically it just would not run. It just would not run.
No, like single-digit frame rate. It was unplayable.
We had to stop, and then we came back to the PS5 and we played a little bit, and we enjoyed it again, and there were no frame drops for you. But I think the charm had gone a bit.
Yeah.
Because we just were not finding it fun anymore.
So, yeah, enjoyed the cycling, enjoyed the couple of... I will have a couple of nice, fond memories from the big fights we did at the beginning. We cut our teeth on it for the streaming, because this was the first game that we started streaming regularly together. So that was, I think, helpful for us to get used to doing that.
Not bad. We had a fun, I would say, 16 hours on it?
Yeah, which is not like nothing for a video game.
Yeah, I'm like, you could have compressed it quite a bit. That game felt like I was reaching the end and things were progressing and changing. I would stick to the end, even if we had 10 more hours left, but
if this was linear and it had a story and we just went through it, it would have been great.
I mean, in theory, it has a story, but feel very Borderlandsy that we don't enjoy too much.
That's it about Generation Zero.
Go in, just cycle. It's nice.
And then we went from that to something that we knew was going to be a short bet and we would actually finish and have fun with it.
We did have fun with it. It is
Resident Evil 5, the remaster, remake. No, it wasn't a remake, it's a remaster, which started pretty strongly, I think.
It is a game of two halves. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. The game is very problematic in how it depicts people that are not Japanese or white, basically.
Yeah, it was awkward going through it.
Yeah.
I remember this being awkward when it came out, and it's been a while since it came out, so it wasn't good when it was young, and it's certainly not aged well.
Absolutely not.
Having said that, it is set in an African area. I don't know where exactly, but also there were those enemies that were, the way the game explained it, were turning into like savage tribe people through the virus. So they were dressing up in a very, very stereotypical,
with like masks and shields,
quote unquote African way.
Yeah, it was. uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
uncomfortable to watch. That was the biggest gripe I had with the game. But it's gone. It's done now. It's done now. It's Resident Evil. It's dumb. No one is going to Resident Evil because they think they're gonna hear something politically correct. I don't think
Anyone's cultural discussion. That's what Resident Evil is about.
I don't think that they made this game in any malicious way. I think it was misinformed. Unfortunately, that was the result.
That aside, the game starts pretty strongly.
Yeah, play as Chris and or Sheva.
Or Shiva, depending on the voice actor.
Yeah, the voice actors were a bit confused. Sometimes they call her Shiva, sometimes Sheva. I think the general consensus is Sheva. Like, it was more prominent, yeah. But sometimes they were like, Shiva. And I was like, what? And then the same character would call her Sheva. And I was like, well, you're confusing me. I don't know what now. But Chris consistently called her Sheva, so...
Sheva!
Yeah, I kept... you can call your teammate and just keep screaming at them, so...
Hurry!
I may have spammed this quite a bit. I will say the opening, like, big-ish area chaotic moments of us trying to survive over time or do something while waves of zombies were coming at us, while we had the tank controls, which was making us just panic even more. Those moments were fantastic. Like, I had so much fun playing those. Until the games just started focusing more on QTEs and badly telegraphed stuff.
Yeah, it started going down that route a little bit with some pretty long turret sections that was not even halfway through the game.
Yeah, there was a very long one quite early.
Quite early, and followed by a boss, which was basically like unloading on the boss with turret, and then QT, and then the same, and then QT, the same, then QT, and eventually the boss died.
And then you had some more big open area like fights. I mean, you had those throughout the game, and those were the best things, I think. Not the boss fights, and not when the game was like just not communicating well what you're supposed to.
Boss fights, actually, I think was the weakest part of this game by far.
Unfortunately, because I actually really like boss fights in Resident Evil games. I think they're always big, ridiculous, fun. I don't know what happened here. Like, it was not very good.
And repeating certain bosses as well.
Yeah, the centipede flying thing one, I think we fought. We fought one of them early on, and then we had a repeated one. There were two again.
Yeah, the other design with the pustules as well was repeated. It was just bigger and bigger, and that was it.
Yeah. Not very creative.
Yeah.
I don't think it was very creative in a design perspective in any way. Like, it had this early 2000s to mid 2000s, like, brown filter.
That was more like mid 2000s to late 2000s. That was what a
Gears
lot
of
of
War,
the
right?
PS3 and 360 generation suffered from, like the monochromatic brownish. Yeah.
A lot of like bad cover shooting, which like you were covering and you were like,
yeah, that was terrible.
Very repetitive soundtrack.
I don't know why that was in the game even. Like, they didn't make any sense. There were some sections where you just had to press square and you take cover, and then you got out of the cover in a very awkward manner to shoot.
Yeah, but you're like completely uncovering yourself and aiming at the same spot at all times. Doesn't matter where your camera is before, the aiming will be another. So you go there and it aims at the wrong point, and instead of like getting out of the cover so you can shoot fast, you just go out of the cover shoot and you just try to aim your camera.
Die fast.
You just try to aim your camera for 5 seconds. Like, what is this? Like, it's just useless. It doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, I wonder if they saw where the trend was going with third-person games during that generation and just felt like they had to try to put that in.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that's the case. Not a lot of horror, but I think that's to be expected after 4. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a different thing. And I don't think it is fully made and fully realized as a game at this point to be an action game.
No.
The tank controls are fun. I like tank controls because like they force you to be a little bit more smart about how you approach things. They force you to be a little bit more slow and more methodical about how you approach your enemies.
And it increases the tension as well.
But when you throw like a huge wave of enemies at you and you have tank controls, I don't know if it's the best fit. Was it fun because we were playing it together? Yes.
4, I think, did similar things, but the areas and the encounters were more interesting and better laid out.
Maybe, yeah.
We'll play that in the coming months, both of us. So we'll see how that has aged and how it stands the test of time.
I'll play the remake, so I don't know how it has aged.
I've been thinking of playing 4 again and then playing the remake straight after just to do a comparison. I have played 4 like so many times, so it's not going to be something new. But the last time I played it, I think has been maybe 6-7 years now. Maybe more, actually. So, yeah, we finished it. Mixed feelings, mostly towards the negative the more the game went on.
I think it lands right in the middle because it had a strong opening and then just weakened towards the end. Those QTEs were just a pain in the ass. Like,
Yeah,
I just hated them.
a lot of cutscenes that you thought were cutscenes, but will throw a QTE for like 3 seconds and then game over.
Yeah. But it was very fun just like figuring things out together in a Resident Evil fashion, like having like time pressure, things thrown at us while we're trying to communicate and figure something out. We both were a bit unaware of a lot of things in the game. Me because I've never played it before, you because you have many, many years to play it, so it was just as mad shuffling around to just find out.
Yeah, I very vaguely remembered few details about encounters and areas. Like, I only played this game once, and that was at release.
Huh.
Which was, what, 2009, I think?
I think 8 or 9, yeah.
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 A long time ago. I remembered something from the game as much, much funnier than it seemed to us this time, which I could say at this point, like, these discussions of games we finished on stream, there will be spoilers in them, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
I can spoil things.
Spoil it!
It's not a huge spoiler.
Spoiler
but
alert!
In the ending
Leave.
fight, Chris has to push a boulder out of the way, and then he starts punching it while you're mashing square or something.
Oh, button mash.
And that the first time I played this, it seems so hilarious to me that he was just punch the boulder to move it. It's like, it's not moving. Huh! I'll punch it.
And we're talking like boulder, like his height plus, like it was like
it's like big.
Like it was like 2 Chris's tall and wide.
Yeah.
So,
but I think I hyped it up a bit too much. So when we got to that point, it's like, oh, that was it.
Yeah, you made me feel like I'm gonna say something amazing. When it happened, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. I ruined it.
I mean, it is funny, but so many other over the top things happen, like the action scene with Wesker earlier on, or the car chase itself was insane, or basically like the amount of things you blow up in the game. It wasn't as big.
Fair enough. Sometimes these things are what's the mindset or your state of mind that you're in when you're playing it and you're seeing it for the first time and you're not expecting anything there.
You made me expect it, so next time just don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything next time about anything. I'm just gonna be mute throughout the game.
And then we played the DLCs.
Yes, which you initially did not want to play.
No, I think I was very tired the night we played the last thing, and I think both of our experience with the finale was quite sour.
Yeah,
like I did not like the last 2 hours of it. Like story wise, it was funny, and I enjoyed myself because it was just camp dumb shit, but we had failed so many times. We were tired that day, and we were not understanding what to do because it
wasn't a great day for us.
No.
I think we were both really tired, and we wanted to finish the game, and then we failed spectacularly in a couple of bosses.
Yeah, we were just. It was just us being headless chickens that day. It was miserable.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm done with it. I want to move on. But you want to play the DLC, so we played them. And holy shit. Those were the most fun we had in the game, I think, overall.
Hmm. And I didn't even know anything about them because I hadn't played those when the game came out. So I went into them also not knowing anything. So the first one was called
Lost in Nightmares.
Lost in Nightmares, yes. And you're playing as Chris and Jill, and you're going to the mansion,
Mm-hmm.
the mansion. You're playing through the events that are alluded to a little bit through flashbacks in the main game, like
Yeah.
how Chris lost Jill and thought she was dead. It was not like the main game. It was slow paced. It tried to be spooky. There was a lot of throwbacks to the original game.
Mm-hmm.
There were some interesting, like puzzly combat encounters.
Yeah, like you need to work together to like find bits and then lure enemies to a specific place to trap them. Like not shooting like endlessly and whatever it was before.
Yeah, I think we didn't even have any weapons at that point.
We had the handgun. We didn't use it at all though.
Did we?
Yeah, we had handguns. That was it.
No, during that section where we had to lure enemies and then drop the ceilings on them, we didn't have anything because when we got out of it, there was one of those collectible things on the wall, and we're like, "How are we gonna get this?" And then we found a handgun.
Yeah. We might have had grenades though.
Yeah, I think we had some stun grenades. Yeah,
Yeah, very fun.
and that was about an hour long.
Yeah, no, I think we spent about an hour, 10 minutes. We did not fail at all. Like, we just went through it quite easily because also we understood what we had to do. It was more clearly telegraphed. We were less tired. So.
Actually, what's impressive, and to the testament of the quality of these DLC, we were tired when we started.
Oh, yeah. I had a shit day. It was a Monday. Like, Mondays are shit. So. I thought I was gonna be grumpy. I was ready for crap. Like, I was not in the mood for it. Then we just, like, breezed through both.
And I was really tired as well, so we went in. I think added tagged the stream as low energy vibes or something, and then 15-20 minutes and we're like, well, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
What about the second one? The second DLC?
Yeah, so the second DLC was called Desperate Escape, and you play as Jill and Man. It's after you rescue her from Wesker, when you take off the spider thing from her chest. There is a very cool boss fight earlier on that you actually play against Wesker and Jill at the same time, and you have to shoot a spider on her chest.
Just an addendum to what we're saying about the main game having bad bosses. That was a cool boss fight.
I think that was my favorite boss fight because it was like we were struggling a bit, and then I was like, "Oh, try that," and then we were trying it, and it was working out. Like we worked through it. It was puzzly, and we had to work together and be smart about things. So I liked how that.
It was stressful because of the controls, so I was getting frustrated, but I was enjoying the frustration, if that makes sense.
And the DLC takes part right after you basically rescue Jill from the control of evil Wesker, who is more...
The parasite.
Yeah, who is more...
The progenitor virus.
Who Wesker here was way more snivelly and like meh compared to like before, because he was a bit more stoic, let's say. In the previous games they went full on like campy with him now.
Yeah,
so
and very like Matrix
yeah. So in this one you basically play as Jill and Josh. It was Josh in the end, where you run away basically and make your way to the helicopter that will eventually also save Sheva and Chris at the end of the game. It is a very... That was, I think, the most action-packed that the game has been. It was basically just us going through 3 or 4 set pieces where we literally just had to go through them and survive the best as possible. You shuffle around, try to find better equipment while things are happening. The enemies are non-stop. It's like very stressful. And at the end, like the big, let's say, encounter, it's you get the timer and you need to survive for 6 minutes, however long it was, 7.
Yeah, I think it was about 6 minutes. Yeah, until the helicopter arrives.
Again, we did not fail. The set pieces were very fun. Yeah, again, finished in an hour.
Yeah.
Fun.
And I liked, again, that they were very different between the two, the DLC, so it didn't feel like it was just repeating itself.
One was more, let's say, loyal to the source material. One was more focused on the action. And both played on their strengths and focused on what made these games fun. And succeeded at that, while I feel that the main game kind of lost itself in like your QTs and the moments that there was action, but it was not allowing you to do the action, and you just watched it, and eventually you just had to press the button to not fail.
That's a tiny bit of criticism. Again, writing that doesn't really work well, but there was some humor, attempts at humor in the second DLC between Josh and his other buddy. That, I'm bringing a woman. Oh, you're bringing a woman with you.
Oh, fuck, I forgot
It's
that
like,
shit.
oh God.
Yeah, that was like, don't. No, that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
I find it way more funny when, like, Leon tries to be witty, and he's not, he's just a dweeb. Like,
yeah.
And I find it way more funny when Chris is just being dumb. I do feel that they really made him very stupid in this game. Like, he was constantly confused about everything, not understanding anything happening. Like, the most obvious shit just staring at him at his face. And he's like, huh? What? Huh? And also, I was playing him dumber because I just kept screaming at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on!
Yeah, that was funny.
Trevor! Come on!
Trevor, hurry!
Come on!
Roger. Okay.
So, I'm looking forward to 6.
Are you now?
No. Not really. If 6, and I guess you'll see as well how we feel, because we're gonna stream it.
Yeah. It's our next stream game for the co-op stuff.
If 6 focuses on the things that made 5 mediocre, it might just be a plain bad game.
The impression that I have is that the general consensus is that this is the worst game of the series.
That's what I heard. I mean, other than the spin-offs, because there's some stinky spin-offs.
I'm thinking main series. I don't really know about the spin-offs, because I've not played any of them, I think. Oh no, I played the...
Code Veronica? What? 0?
Well, in my mind, Code Veronica is in the main series.
I think it's a spin-off.
Yeah, but it's canon timeline, if that makes sense. But then there are some light gun-esque games that came out for the Wii.
I think all of them are pretty much like tied there, that they just don't have a direct, let's say.
Yeah, whereas I think Code Veronica does, but then I'm not sure. I'm also curious whether they'll try to make the connections more explicit. If they make Code Veronica as well, it would be interesting to see what they do with it.
You know what? I'm actually looking forward to hearing from you about 8.
Yeah, I've not played Village yet. Yeah, I should. I'll probably stream that as well.
Yeah, if you play that, I might replay it, because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Anyway,
I hope I don't get motion sickness from 6, because
if you do, I guess I'll finish it on stream and you just backseat game.
Something like that, because I had tried to play a little bit of 6 on my own on the 360 and I didn't really enjoy it, so I just gave up.
So, Resident Evil 5, should people play it?
Ugh. If I have a friend that can play it in co-op, I'd say maybe, it's fun. But don't expect anything great. It's fun with all the caveats that we just talked about. If you go in expecting that, you might enjoy yourself.
I was going to say exactly the same, like, play it with a friend so you can have fun together. And laugh at it when you can laugh at it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do not take life advice from us.
No.
Take art advice from us, though.
Some. We will disagree. Because imagine that. People are different and have different tastes. And your...
And opinions. Wow.
Yeah, your opinion is as valid as mine, unless you like Assassin's Creed.
I love Far Cry.
I love farting and crying. It's sad fun. I'm pretty sure that's someone's fetish. Okay, bye. Check our description for all the information, credits, emails to get the code if you want to say anything.
I'm VoleMaulder, and you have been Space Otter.
Spice. Space.
Space Otter. By the time these things go up, those things will be there. Oh, is he purring? No, he's not.
No.
Beppis has made an appearance in the call. You can't see him, but he's adorable. If you want to see more of Beppis, check out Space Otter's Twitch.
He makes appearances there, which means that he comes around for attention, and then I grab him and hold him from the camera.
And then he attacks your microphone.
Yeah, until he starts squirming and attacking my microphone.
Okay, so until the next one,
yeah,
take care of yourselves and
thank you for joining.
enjoy some art.